while since my last what I wore this week video, and I'm excited to bring you guys quite a good one today. I think I had some great outfits last week. It's officially summertime here in Arizona, and not really my favorite time of the year to dress, if I'm being honest, but I've made a lot of cool things and picked up a lot of cool things recently that I'm finally getting to break out for the first time. The weather is finally calling for it. Most of you guys that watch the videos aren't subscribed to the channel, so if you want to subscribe, that would be cool. And yeah, leave a comment down below what you guys thought of this video, what your favorite fit was. I'm going to be sending one of you guys randomly $20 to leave your Cash App or your Venmo attached to your comment. You guys already know the drill if you're a regular on the channel. Hopefully you guys can take away something from this video. Maybe it's just a favorite piece, maybe it's a whole look, maybe it's bits and pieces of anything in between. So hope you guys enjoy this one. Really excited to kick off the summer outfits this year, and we're gonna jump right into it with what I wore on Monday. So most of you guys that watch these videos follow me on Instagram, and if you guys are one of those people, you've seen kind of the rollout that's been going on the past month or so with Common Studios. Anyone who watched the videos last summer or really even last fall has seen bits and pieces of the samples of the denim that's taken almost 17 months now that we're finally releasing. Denim was a project that we took on in February of 2024. We took an extra year to basically perfect every single aspect of this short, inside and out, literally. So we'll go through a couple of them right now. Multiple manufacturers to get it done the right way, and overall, just really proud of this product. Like I said, from the inside out, you have our plum colored stitching as the overlock stitch on the whole inseam. You have the screen print on the inner pocket. We all have something in common. Back on the other side, back waistband is fully embroidered. We also have a misplaced back pocket with a centered metal bar tab stitched into the top of the pocket. This detail is a little bit more subtle, but we did kind of like a arched seam right here on the back. This is also my favorite wash of the 3 pairs dropping. We have the charcoal pair as well as the iceberg pair. I shot that lookbook about a week and a half ago, and I think all that content came out really cool. You can check out the whole rollout on the Instagram or on the website commonshop.com. On the front side, you have a custom pattern that makes out the star detailing on the front, our 4-pointed star. You have a double belt loop on the wearer's right side with a metal D-ring. You also have custom rivets as well as jean buttons on all of these, and a YKK fly zipper. Well, there's a full size guide on the website, but just off the top of my head, I do know there's a 13-ounce denim, 11.5-inch seam. The leg opening is going to vary by about 1/4 of an inch in between the size grade of each size, and their sizes 30 through 40 on all the shorts. For the top part of this fit, I broke out this vintage Gravity Kills cutoff, really just like the wash and the color on this one, and one that I get a really good amount of wears out of, especially in the summertime. Just one of my go-to cutoffs. For the headwear on Monday, I broke out a semi-recent pickup. This is a triple cross patch chrome hearts trucker. Pretty sick piece. I definitely didn't pay anything near what these actually go for. I bought this off of a homie who hooked it up pretty fat, and just thought this one was a cool piece. Simple, basic hat that I can wear pretty regularly and give some of my other hats a break as well. Summertime is pretty tough because a lot of the shoes that I like wearing really look best with pants. This one is one that I actually kind of get away with when I wear shorts, which is kind of surprising just based off of the cut and build of them, but the Off-White 5 is one of my favorite pairs in my collection, probably a top 5 pair. I'm not really a Jordan 5 guy in general, but this pair just seems to always get a really good amount of wears, and just so much variability that I can do with this shoe, especially being able to wear it with shorts. I think it looked good with this outfit on Monday, as well as all the other outfits that I've put together with them in the past. A lot of the other footwear for the summer is low tops with just lower cut socks, unless I'm wearing pants. But again, the Off-White 5 is just one of those go-to pairs that I can really pull out in any situation, and it's always bound to get a compliment, because this is, again, probably one of the best Off-White Jordans in general that ever released, in my opinion. You guys can let me know what you think of the footwear choice for Monday. Tuesday, I broke out a pair of pants that have been in the rotation pretty heavily, really towards the end of winter and going into spring, and just really following into summer. This is a pair of pants from a brand called Cotton, K-O-T-N. they actually hit me up and were like, we want to send you a couple pieces. One of the pieces I'll style at some other point. It was a really cool jacket that's actually really similar to the plum color that we use for commons. It's one of our signature colors that we use, really the signature color that we use for commons. So it's very similar to this color. And then they also sent me this pair of, I believe they call this like the beach pant or the beach trouser or something along those lines. It's a really lightweight cotton pant that fits really, really well. Honestly, when I first unbagged them, I was like, I don't really know if I'm gonna vibe with this, but as soon as I put them on, I was really surprised on how they fit. Great proportions on these, super comfortable as well. I think that they use all organic cotton, if I'm not mistaken. You'd have to fact check me on that, but either way, you guys can go check out cotton. So I have made a lot of pickups this year. We're already 6 months into this year, which is really crazy to think about. But in that 6 months, there have been a lot of things that have came in and out. Some of them aren't in this video, some of them are, and I should probably make a whole dedicated video to them, but eventually at some point you guys will see them. This was one of them. It's a I wanna say 92, vintage Betty Boop graphic on a Toltex tag, dripped out low key. It's a pretty good outfit inspo right here. If you guys need it, take the screenshot. I just really like the colors on this one though. The fade is perfect. There's no cracking, but again, that wash and the colors have just aged with the shirt perfectly over time. And one of the main things that I really like on some of these older Betty pieces is they do kind of like a bootleg Nike swoosh. So you'll sometimes see Betty in Nike pieces that aren't actually Nike pieces. Like if I can think off the top of my head right now, I think this is one of them. And I want to say this is one of them too. So I'll show you guys these ones for reference just so you know what I'm talking about. I think these are the only ones though. But again, these are two more pieces that aren't technically official Nike collaborations. This one literally says Nike on it, so I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure this is just a bootleg because it's tagged nowhere on it, actual Nike. But this one's pretty sick. I get some good wear out of that one. And I don't even know if you guys have seen this one, but this is a full-on Betty Nike piece as well. This one is from, I want to say this one might be older than this one. No, this one's 1994, and this one is probably 95, if I were to guess. This one's not tagged. This is on a single stitch tee as well. So just two other examples of the Nike Betty. A shoe recently that dropped, and I haven't really been getting too excited over shoes lately, if I'm being honest. A pair that I might end up paying resale for is the Yachty Air Forces. I'm just a big fan of the colorway. They remind me of the old Bapeses, which is what they were inspired off of. And just having this tee really made me want them even more because it would have been a really cool way to style those with such great colors on this tee. Headwear for Tuesday was a Common Studios sample cap. This is one of our soft crown 5-panel hats. I'm actually wearing the green version right now. This is the blue version, and then there's also a version in black. These should be landing from our manufacturer in the next like week or so, so I'm hoping to get these off by the end of June, maybe even drop them with our blank tees that you guys will see later in this video. But these are just jam-packed with details. The fit of them is basically perfect in my opinion. We made it truly exactly how we wanted it, which went through 3 or 4 different revisions. I think if you guys watched my last video where I showed all the pieces that I've been designing and working on this year, these were shown in there as well. Our last and final adjustment on these was just making the brim a little bit smaller. It was just a little wide and long and just looked a little bit unproportionate to the rest of the hat. It also has a plum under brim with our plum lining, and then the newly introduced logo that is honestly one of my favorites. Like, it's hard to really have those staple logos, like the Nike swooshes, as I like to call them, those brand identifying logos. And although we do have our classic C-Star logo, which you guys have seen on a lot of our pieces, this is a new version that we'll introduce and use kind of regularly throughout the rest of this year and even into some of the fall and winter pieces. I just love how, obviously you can see the star is made up in the center of the C, and although it looks like back-to-back C's, if you slightly tilt it, you can see the S in it as well. So you really do get the full CS for the Common Studios on it, and just really nice detailing and other features like that. We also added this netting, which is an aspect of other hats that I enjoy, and it also just helps keep that crown supported because it is a soft crown. It just allows it to be structured without being overly structured, and allows it to mold to the head a little bit smoother. And then we'll get right into the footwear. This is the A6 GT 2160. These are very similar to the recently released Vandy the Pink banana colorway, as well as there was a strawberry, I think, as well. Yes, they are similar. This is actually a Kith exclusive from, I think it was 2 years ago now. And I don't wear these too often. I know I've styled them on the channel a handful of times, but I have been getting a decent amount of wear of these recently, and thought it'd be a great time to break it out. You guys will see my footwear is really what I like to use as my standout pieces around summer, just because I have a lot of colorful shoes that I don't really wear, especially in the fall and winter time. So when summer comes around, I try and have a little bit more character on the bottom half of the fits for sure. And glad I was able to break out the Asics and knock the dust off of them on Tuesday. So before we jump into Wednesday, I just wanted to highlight real quick the charcoal colorway of the Star Short. It's gonna have basically all of the same details as the old gold pair, but I thought I would throw in just a little bonus fit for this week with this pair of suede gazelles, just so you guys can get a look at the charcoal short on body and just see how it could be styled outside of just a plain white t-shirt, which is how we shot the whole lookbook for him, which it did look good. Anything with a white t-shirt that fits good is always gonna look good in my opinion, but just something with a little bit more flavor so you guys can check out how these look on body and styled with a different fit. Wednesday, I broke out probably the most worn article of clothing in my closet over the past 3 months, I would say. Our Common Studios straight leg pant. This is in the granite color, which is just a spiced up version for black. Everything behind me, the perfect mix of that. And that's one thing I really enjoy about having so many different pieces and silhouettes that are made of different materials, different cuts. They all fit so different. They're all decorated so differently, constructed differently. And being able to have just a Rolodex of reference at my fingertips at all times really allows us to make these elevated pieces even more relatable to the consumer. And it's a lot of my personal preference, but a lot of my personal preference is what a lot of other people enjoy too. And I take the time to get feedback from the people around me, as well as the people that really enjoy clothes on a different level, almost to the level that I do, because there's not a lot of people that really care that much, and that's fine. Some people are into different things, cars, sports cards, sports in general. You know, there's always gonna be that thing where people really like to dive into. Fashion for me is that thing. Being able to actually make the products that I've always been a consumer of has been really awesome. And this pair of pants is truly just a testament to all the experience that I've gained since starting this whole denim process. This one does have the genuine leather back tab with the silver hardware on it. Same jean buttons, custom rivets. The second best part about these pants outside of how they fit, which is in my opinion absolutely perfect for a pair of baggy denim, is the raw finish at the bottom, which is just gonna naturally distress and just do its thing over time as you wear them. Drop for these we'll probably hold on to for a little bit. All of the product is already in hand. We don't do pre-orders or make you wait 4 to 6 weeks to ship your items. Everything that we drop, when we drop, is in hand. So just leave a comment down below. Let me know when you guys would want to see the jeans drop. And now that the shorts are already up and on the website, it'll probably be sooner than later on these. Arizona is a super dangerous place to layer in the summer, but we did sample some relaxed ribbed tanks. So this is going to be similar to like your classic wife beater, but it's not super tight on your skin. I personally think it's a great product, something we could sell for like 30, 35 bucks. So super on the cheap end as well. Very nice quality, a thick rib tank, got the embroidery on the back as well. Just leave a comment down below if I can see that enough people would be interested in maybe wanting to see these on the website at some time. I'd love to be able to drop them, something you can layer with, wear by itself. Again, it's not that super tight muscular fit that you can go out and get in a different type of tank top. That's just not the one that we designed. We wanted it to be a little bit more universal and kind of appropriate for more settings, but also still fit the theme of what the classic ribbed tank is. And so I used it as a layering piece to pair with this button up right here. So this piece is kind of wicked. I don't even think I've worn this more than one time outside of like the week I got it. I don't know, I just never really found myself gravitating towards it that much, but it is still nonetheless a really sick piece. I decided to try it again, and I thought I put together a pretty cool fit with it. It's from a brand called Nostalgia, and again, it's just like a lace button up deal, but it just looked less see-through when I bought it, and it's it's about as see-through as you can get. I paired it with the black version of the Common Studios snapback, all the same features as the green and the blue one. Probably been wearing the black one the most, and then I broke out the Wales Bonner Sambas in the cheater colorway. With the all black fit, I always like to step it up on the footwear if I can. And yeah, you guys can let me know what you think of the full look on Wednesday. Thursday, I broke out a pair of these vintage No Fear shorts with these like pleated pockets almost. I think these are really sick. They do fit me a little big, but honestly, I feel like that's the style for these. And you guys know I'm always good for a couple No Fear pieces every week, this being one of them. Just a good solid way to start out a Thursday outfit. And then for the top half, I broke out a vintage No Fear tee that I haven't broke out in quite a while. No Fear tee that they did for the 9/11 memorial. So right here you got the star with the flag on the inside, and you just have a red, white, and blue No Fear graphic on the back of this one as well. And I thought the tee paired really sick with the Nasty Boy Nike SB. You got the American flag embroidery on the heel, and just a really solid, sick colorway. Thought the gold accented the shorts pretty nicely, and this is just honestly one of my favorite SBs that I don't get too much wear out of, so figured it would be a nice excuse to break them out this week. And I paired that again with the blue Common Studios hat. I really just need a haircut right now, so I was basically in hats all week, and these are just the hats that have been in heavy rotation for me lately. But just a really simple, clean look for Thursday, and a full No Fear fit almost.
JP.
Friday, I broke out a pair of vintage silver tab Levi's. It's almost like a double knee. These used to be my homies who lived with me, and then when he moved out, they got left here. Cleaned the closet one day, tried them on, they fit good, so shout out to the homie. I didn't break out a belt during the week up until Friday as well, but I went with the Common Studios Rockstar belt. This is probably my favorite belt that we've ever dropped. I know we have some really sick renditions of our other Constellation belt, but this one just seems to be the one that I gravitate towards the most, and it always gets like a crazy amount of compliments, which is just funny to me because this was kind of one of those quick ideas. Not a lot of thought was into it. We're just like, let's run it, see if it's sick. It was, and we ran it. I don't really know what happened to this one. I bought it brand new. I cropped it myself, but since then it has just gotten like all of this random wear and tear that doesn't even make sense to me. Like, I have worn it a good amount of times, but I didn't do anything like insane in it, and there's just like all kinds of holes and shit in it. I don't personally care, that doesn't bother me. I wear stuff that's way more ripped up and shredded, but I just don't understand how this happened to this t-shirt. You have the dog graphic on both sides. It says Fear Bites in it, and just a really sick vintage No Fear graphic tee. And then for the footwear, I just went with a simple pair of Converse Chuck 70s. You guys have seen these styled on the channel before. I picked these up on sale for like 30 bucks, maybe 40 bucks. And honestly, one of my favorite pair of Converses that I own. Really like the material switch up between the canvas and the suede on these. And honestly, just a really easy shoe to pair with a lot of good outfits. So had to go with these again on Friday. Last but not least, the headwear for Friday, just went with this Chrome Hearts camo trucker. Liked how it brought out some of the browns and the hat, as well as just some of those classic greens that you can't really ever go wrong with. Easily could have paired it with the hat I'm wearing right now as well. But yeah, just something simple going into the weekend. I got 2 more fits this week that I feel like ended the week off really, really well. Saturday, we finished off the three-peat in the shorts with the iceberg colorway. This one is gonna be that light blue, kind of icy wash, just kind of as the name describes. Such a great pair. It was really important for me that we had a light blue wash denim short with the collection. I know it's very similar to the old gold, but really when you put them side by side, they do have that blue kind of hue, but they really do grasp two completely different vibes. So if you guys are paying attention to the lookbook that we shot, I had all of the models in 3 different t-shirts. I know 2 of them looked pretty similar, but there were 3 different t-shirts that we ran. And these are gonna be our cropped blanks for the summer. These are single stitch, 210 GSM cotton. These have our new woven labels as well as our new inside label. Which is just little simple details that I probably care about more than you do, but just to note that they still are there. These are also removable, so you could just cut them off if you don't want them in there. But we have our simple white, and then I think I have 2 of the other ones right here. I actually have all 3 here. Same thing in simple all black, and then we have the gray wash. And then if you guys can see on the back of this one, you have the stars sewn in to the back of this panel, just like how we did it on the Commons Co-Star hoodie, as well as our star flannel. And I teased this in the last video, so you guys have already seen this before if you're keeping up with the uploads. But just 3 really solid pieces. As I mentioned in that last video where we go over all the new designs, it's just really important for us to have all of the staples knocked out. And as we get into fall and winter this year, you guys will really see these pieces start to elevate, but to have the foundation and all of our basic pieces kind of set in stone, it allows us to be able to move forward more clearly with some of the more advanced designs, knowing that we've kind of already tapped all the basics in the way that we want to. And for us, a simple blank white and black tee is super important. I'm in a plain black and white tee 90% of the time, so I figured if I'm buying everyone else's, might as well just make my own, and again, take a combination of every shirt I love and combine it into one for the perfect fit. I'm a size large in these. I recommend sizing up. If you want to go true to size, just know it's going to be a lot more cropped and fitted. Paired that with the Ashad Wear Nike SB lows, some of my favorite SB lows that I have. Just really like the subtle pink details on these and the double swoosh. I think on these are really sick. Paired that with this pink and blue capital hat. This one's pretty sick. Shout out to my homie Tony for gifting this one to me. Don't really wear it too much, but figured it would be a nice little way to add some color to Saturday's outfit. Sunday is definitely one of my better fits of the week. You guys know I save the good ones for last for everyone that watches this far into the video. So started off in some really solid pants of mine, these vintage Stan Ray, just white painter pants. They're really not white, it's like kind of like a cream. You guys know the story on these. Picked these up in a alleyway in New York. There was just a guy selling clothes, and I picked these up for like 20 bucks, so still one of my favorite pickups to this day. Did some super light layering on Sunday as well, similar to how I did it earlier in the week with those 2 other pieces, but this is just a plain, tighter tank. So just in comparison to the one that I showed you guys, they're the one that we made. This exact situation for my Sunday outfit is a great example of the time and place that I feel like is appropriate to have just this type of version of tank on versus like the thicker, looser version that we kind of styled earlier in the week. I feel like I styled this towards the end of last summer, so maybe you guys have seen a fit with this one. This belt right here is from the homie Colin over at Articles, full genuine leather. I want to say this is snakeskin, like genuine snakeskin, and then just a shit ton of hand set rivets and hardware, stones, all kinds of cool stuff going on in this one. It also has a removable buckle, so if you have your own buckle, you could throw your own buckle on. Just a really high quality, well-made piece by the homie. If I'm not in a Common Studios belt, I am in probably this belt, and just a cool one to break out when I want to have a standout belt. Then I went with my Phillies fitted. Shout out to the homie Kais for this one, probably my most worn hat. And to finish it off with the footwear, I really didn't have the patience to flip the laces out on these, but I really would have if I had the patience. I feel like it would have been a cool way to add some color to this outfit, but I just got my off-white boots. Picked these up earlier this year. I think it was like at the end of February. And I really love this pair. And I think these look really sick with this outfit along with the other 100 times I've worn them since then. So that is how we ended off the week. So those are the outfits that I wore this week, my first run of summer outfits for 2025. Hopefully we can stay on pace with the uploads. And yeah, these videos take so fucking long to film. And I guess it could be easier, but you guys know I gotta do everything a certain way, and it's gotta feel a certain way, and it's ultimately just for the viewer's experience, for you guys. So if you guys enjoyed this one, leave a like on the video, leave a comment down below. I'm gonna be responding to all of the comments, and make sure you leave your Cash App or your Venmo with your comment, because I'm gonna be sending 20 bucks to one of you guys. And yeah, appreciate you guys always rocking with me. Commonshop.com if you guys wanna shop any of the new products. And stay tuned to the Instagram for updates on upcoming drops, which is gonna be tees, hats, and pants, and a whole lot of other stuff later this year that I'm excited to drop. So appreciate you guys as always. And yeah, that's all I got. I'll see you guys in the next one.